Hey, what is up everyone, and today we're going to be taking a look at the greatest Gunpla builds of all time. Or at least that's what I'm expecting, I haven't looked at them yet. So, about a month ago, I did announce two contests. One was free to enter, which was anyone and everyone could enter by commenting what got you into Gunpla and how it's helped you some way in life or got you through something or something like that. I got a whole ton of comments on that, and honestly, if you have not read that comment section, I recommend that you do. It's very, well, awesome. The other one was this one right here, which was the Discord only contest, which was for channel members and Patreon patrons. And basically what that is a then and now build contest. Basically your first ever build versus your most recent build. It's not necessarily a skill-based contest, but just where you started and where you are now. There are 3 prizes for that, which is these right here. But as for that free contest first, which was to win the Master Grade Barbatos and the Master Grade Barbatos option set, well, the winner of that is... So if that is you up on the screen right now, I've already sent you a message to contact me so you can get your prize. So make sure to do that. Anyway, onto the Discord. So just in case you missed it, here were the rules of the contest. So the theme was then and now. So because it was a bit of a milestone on the channel, that's 300,000 subscribers, I decided to go with where you started and where you are right now. So that was the whole theme. This isn't necessarily a skill-based contest. I just want to see development. I didn't give you guys too much of a gist to go on because I wanted you to do what you wanted to do, really. So the entry involved photos. So your then and your now, they could be separated, they could be multiple if you wanted. An additional video is okay, but not needed. The usual rules were here, that was 1 entry per person, and there has to be a new kit for the contest. Pretty much, and it could be any plastic model, did not necessarily have to be Gundam. The winner is $300 for number 1, $150 for silver, and $100 for bronze. So I have not taken a look at the submissions yet, really. I took a quick blast through them just to make sure everything is in order, got a bit of a gist of what they're like, just to make sure nobody forgot a picture or anything like that, but now let's check them out. So I'm going to be going through these in chronological order of when they were entered. Some of them were entered, well, over a month ago, so here we go with number 1 from Kasano. And what we've got right here is Kasano's Custom Zaku Near Rebel. So let's take a quick look. So there is the before, which is the, what I can only assume, the high grade Wing Zero, and there we have that Zaku. So we've got a nice gritty metallic finish right here, and one hell of a claw. So first off here, I'm going to have to say forgive me, I've never judged custom builds before, so I'm going to go completely with just what I feel while looking at it, and this is awesome. I love it. It's gritty, it's metallic, it's scratched to bits, and it looks cool. I see the Barbatos Lupus claw there, some bits of the aged Titus, and this right here is a Zaku that looks like it has seen some shit. That rifle right there, I recognize that well. That is off the Cherudim Saga, maybe? And around back, we've got a whole bunch of scratches, beat up parts. I'm digging that Exio repair style. Extra armor up on the left-hand shoulder there. Again, this looks like a Zaku that looks like it's just barely holding together. This has seen a lot. So once again, back to the then and the now. So the then is a straight build, a very nice kit at that, but a lot more has been done in the now kit on the right. At this point, I actually wish you guys give me a little bit of a blurb or a gist about your kits so I could talk about them a little bit more, but I guess we'll have to do that for the next contest. Definitely tried a lot of new things here. The weathering, the beaten armor, it looks great. Awesome build. I love what you've done. On to the next one. So next up here is Churro, and this looks like it's going to be a quick one because we've just got the one picture. But in this picture, there's a whole lot going on. My eyes have immediately gone to the rat. I'm assuming that's a Beast Wars transformer. I haven't seen Beast Wars in a million years, so someone out there's probably yelling at me for not recognizing what that is. But anyway, you nearly tricked me with that one there on the left, the then version. I was about to go, new Gundam? That's just the RX-78-2, right? Yeah, that's the RX-78-2. What kit is that? If you're watching the video right now, please put down in the comments, what kit is that? That looks classic. And onto the right hand side there for the now, and again, I'm having trouble recognizing what this is. So it looks like a gym or a jeggin. Again, I'm actually starting to regret not asking for a bit of a background on these, but we've got a lot of metallic going on. Black, silver, gold, that is a classic combination. The visor on that is really popping off. That is cool. My eyes just keep darting back to the then kit. Is that like one of the first ever RX-78-2s? That's colorless, right? That's like, honestly, that is a classic looking kit. That's one hell of a then and now. Again, I love the classy silver, black, and gold. On to the next one. So next up on the list, and this is LOL Tetro's entry. So I had to take a quick look on the server there to make sure I knew which was the then and which was the now. So I assume the Sinanju is the then and the tallgeese is the now because it is front and center right there. So I have to say, first off, if that Sinanju is the first kit you built, that is a clean job right there. I had to actually take a really close look to see if those are the stickers or if you painted it, because that is some clean application. Everything looking fantastic on there. And speaking of clean, that tallgeese is one clean build. The panel lines look perfect, the decal placements are exquisite, and that is one just tidy build right there. I love it. Also, killer pose. That, even just for a standing pose, that is killing it. The last image we have here is a little bit of a close-up, and what can I say? That is so nicely, cleanly, and perfectly done. Great job. On to the next one. On to the next submission, and this is by Magnus Bills. This time it has a little bit of a blurb, which come the next competition, I'm gonna have to make sure is a necessity because it makes it a lot easier to digest what I'm seeing. So this is titled A Night in Tunisia. So that is the Mega Size RX-78-3 Tamiya Sherman Easy 8 Tamiya US Infantry. That is quite the name. Honestly, going with a mega size for the competition, that is going all out. So let's start off with the then, and we'll move on to the now, which I'm seeing a lot in this picture. So I can already see from your then picture versus your now picture, you had exactly what you wanted in mind when you started. So that is some kick-ass dioramas. And if this was your first diorama build, this is awesome. I can see there is a little bit of roughness in the, I guess, like the painting of the muck you've got on there, the dirt, the grime, but the heart is there, the character is there, and it is cool. And honestly, can the Zaku to Kai get a bit of a break? That is rough. That is evil right there. Anyway, so on to the mega size. I would love to see this in person. This looks so cool. I also see that you have added a video too. I don't even know where to start. There's so much going on here. What is that turret up on the shoulder? It looks like, I don't know, something off a battleship or some kind of artillery that you just like... I know absolutely nothing about military stuff, you can probably tell, but it just looks like some kind of like World War I or II turret. That is killer. And the cannon in the forearm. At first I thought it was holding this, but you did include a video, and it is not holding it. It is just stuck into the forearm. That is so cool. Look at that. I am digging that. That is so cool. And the water effects, man, this is cool. I really like this, and you've definitely raised your weathering game, especially that mod. Yeah, I love this. Now, this is one hell of a then and now. You saw a vision of exactly what you wanted out of your Gunpla from the minute you started, and you're keeping down that path. I can't wait to see where you go from here. This is killer. Awesome job. I'd love to see it in person. So the next entry we have right here is by A Snyder 0426, and we've got a bit of a blurb, so let's get that read out. Second kit was the Master Grade Death Scythe Hell EW. Lots of nub marks and mistakes made on it. Latest was the Master Grade Dynames. First time doing water slides as well as metal detailed parts. I'm going to be going back and doing a lot of touch-ups on my older kits now that I have the experience. Always an awesome thing to do. So there we go, Death Side Hell on the left, Dynames there on the right. Actually just realized we've got a show original button down here so we can get in a little closer. Oh ho. So you're right, there is quite a few nub marks right there on the Death Side. Like you said, it might be a good idea to revisit this kit. Clean up some of those nubs, add some extra parts like you were saying, some water slides, and it will be perfect. It already looks great. And over here then we have the Dynames, and I see what you mean by all those metal parts. I've always meant to try those flat metal parts. They can add so much extra character that is so cool. I'm definitely digging those ones up on the shoulder, the ones inside the recesses. That is really, really cool. So yeah, between the then and the now, it's clean. It's beautiful. It looks great. Awesome job. On to the next one. The next entry we have in here is by Mike G 0079, and I'm seeing a little bit of a theme already. So I'm assuming this one right here is the then. And what we've got here, trying to guess, is a mashup of the... I hope I don't get this wrong. Is it Altron and Denial Gundam? Or Altron and the build Burning? You gotta let me know. Drop it down there in the comments if you're watching this. I'm trying my best to guess. So we've got a bronze color scheme with some orange, and moving on to the most recent build, and we've got the Wing Zero Custom. So again, trying to guess, is this the Verka? The chest looks Verkai, but the wings do not. Guessing by the size that stand, it looks small. Real grade? Either way, we've definitely got a fan of the metallic gold right here. The choice of using the metallics in a more sparing kind of way compared to the last build, which was the then right here, I think gives the gold a lot more room to breathe. By the way, I'm no designer by any margin, but this to me looks fantastic. Also, when a Gundam has a sword, you have me won over. This looks great. Awesome job, and on to the next one. So on to the next entry, and this is by Nanny No Star, and I have blurred that out right there just in case. This is a Google Drive link, and I'm sure you don't want people to see that. So anyway, let's read the blurb first before we take a crack at looking at it. So my entry, I picked up a Gundam kit every now and then, but only really got into building when COVID started. Even when I didn't build kits, I would watch MKG reviews. Thank you so much. And I have to say, I've already seen a lot of your builds, and if you only started when COVID started, hell, well, you're gonna go far. Anyway, jumping in, and we've got the then and now. So the then is a 2018 snap build, which is extremely clean. And on the right hand side is a absolutely fantastic 2021 modded and painted Gundam Stormbringer FA. And the Fatal Ash is one of my favorite Master Grade kits, and this color scheme is ridiculous. What is that green? I love that green. The orange pops off against it so well, so does that really muted blue-gray. This is clean. Damn, that is nice. It almost looks, well, velvety or soft to the touch. That's incredible. That in, what, 3 years? Holy hell. There's some definite flexing right there. You even painted the entire inner frame. That is nice. Subtle. Very subtle, but very detailed. That's classy. Some more angles of the finished Stormbringer. All of the decals on there look so good. The V cards against the green on the arm there, that is insane. It's so clean. Bit of a close-up of that V card. I love that particular decal, and what you've done with it is insane. That is so nice. There is some more detail around back. No corners cut whatsoever. That is awesome. The 2 shades of green is killer. Taking the green and splitting it into a lighter and darker tone is insane. Honestly, that is incredible. Just seeing the painted inner frame popping out in the elbow there, every little aspect, down to the face, the muzzle. Man, this is so clean. I've said that 1,000 times, but I'm going to say it 1,000 times more. Yeah, what can I say? This looks like it should be in Hobby Japan or something. This is an incredible build. That is insane. Downright insane. On to the next one. So next one is another Google Drive link, so that is blurred out. And I'm only saying that so I remind myself to do it. Anyway, this one is by Anton Doga. Correct me if I got your name wrong down in the comments. This is my submission. I only started Gunpla around a year ago, and the Mark II was my second kit. Let me guess, I only started a year ago and it's going to be an absolute savage build. So here we go. So far looking good. Oh, we've got a time-stamped old build here. That was a year, yeah, literally a year ago last month. That is crazy. And there it is side by side with your brand new build. That again is ridiculously clean. I wish you had actually said more. Is that just top coated or is it fully painted? Because I cannot tell because it looks painted to me. That looks so good. Honestly, the clean finish has almost made the geometry on the Mark II look different to the kit on the left. That is absolutely insane. Okay, that is painted, right? The orange does not look that good on a out-of-box Mark II. That is incredible looking. The camera's looking fantastic. The decals are insane. I love the off-center 02 on the shield. Damn, that looks nice. Those aren't the out-of-box hands, are they? Not a chance. Wow, okay, yeah. Down to the little detail on the head unit there. That is so good. That is awesome. What is going on with the camera lenses? They look so perfect. They look like the stickers that are on the Perfect Grade Unleashed. Is that paint? Is that clear parts? I cannot tell. That looks so good. Flexing right there with the inside painting on those verniers. That again is so clean. No corners cut again. Round back looking fantastic. And honestly, that right there is a build to be proud of. Clean, perfect, dynamic. Looks awesome. And those totally aren't the out-of-box hands. On to the next one. And this is by Plamo. Wow! We've got a decent blurb here. This really helps me out. So here we go. Hi, this is my entry for the Then Now contest. Hope you like it. So far, I can tell you I do. I had built the high-grade Grimgerde 3 years ago. It is my first time trying a different painting technique, gradient modulation or whatever it's called. I took a break from painting since the pandemic began, but this contest helped me to bring back the passion and enjoyment I had in painting and building scale models. I do know how much I regress, but it always makes me happy whenever I do it and achieve what I want to achieve, and the appreciation of the people around me is really what motivates me. Let's all keep on building. Those are words to live by. So there is the then and the now. And again, I adore continuity. This is something I really wanted to see in this contest. It's pretty much the same color scheme, just done in a completely different way. I'm blown away. The Grimgerde, that is insanely well done. That is so nice. And that Ava, those shades of color are blowing me away. That blue is so good, and that orange pops off it so perfectly. Damn. Apparently we've got more pictures, so let's take a dive in. So this is a little clearer than the image we saw before. Again, this is a super clear build. Those gradients on the leg, right there. That is intense. That is so subtly, so nicely done. I don't even know what to say. That just looks cool. That shading, that gradient is killer. Getting in a little closer again, this is a super cleanly done build. This is intense. All your color choices are blowing me away. They're so beautiful. Really beautiful. And I'm going to guess that is the original clear green in the top of the head there. It bounces off it really nicely. So we've got some pretty cool weaponry here. It looks, I don't know, I'm going to just go off what my gut tells me. Is this from Movlove or is this from something else? You're going to have to tell me what these weapons are on the Discord. They look really cool. The pistol looks really cool too. They're hardly scratch built, are they? You gotta let me know. The different lighting here is pretty cool because it lets you know what sort of surface we have here. It's glossy, it looks great. These colors, your color choices are fantastic. This is killer. Awesome. I love those colors. On to the next one. On to the next entry, and this one's by Erodio. And we've got one hell of a blurb here, so let's knock through it. So here is my first kit as an adult human from about 6 years ago, because before that I'm assuming you weren't a human. Anyway, high grade Curios. Next to my most recent build, real grade RX 78, that's a reflex now, RX 93 new Gundam. I started this kit around the time I discovered and And then I heard mention of the contest in one of his videos, so I joined my first Gunpla community. The theme of the contest resonates with me because I haven't been able to build much in the last couple of years, and this kit, along with all the epic YouTube videos I've been watching, has really helped reignite my passion for it. I updated some of my tools and began to really think about my technique as I progressed through the build and shook some of the rust off. Eventually, I hope to refine that technique and try my hand at more thought-out custom builds and paint job. This is everything I've learned, put to use, and the cleanest Oryx 93 I could. With all the bells and whistles except the HWS, not a big fan. Curios, minimal straight build, runners clipped. With horrible used nippers, nub marks and stress marks everywhere, no panel lines, only stickers, joints are crap, plastic discoloration. Oryx 93, pretty much a straight build, nubs clipped properly more or less, and filled polished meticulously. Adding expansion wing, additional funnels, 18 in total, hand-painted inner frame details, weapons, vents, and thrusters, panel lines and water slide decals, custom 3D printed funnel effect parts, finished with semi-gloss top coat. That sounds like a lot. So there is the Curios, and honestly to me that looks not bad at all. Let's get open that original and see. Okay, I can see a couple of the nubs, especially that one up there in the corner, but still not too bad. Okay, let's see where you went from that. And this is the new Gundam, looking really nice. I love the crackling effect parts. That is a very powerful yet subtle pose, and that looks good. So we've also got a Google Drive here, so let's jump on it, see what we got. Ooh, we've got a video. Okay, we'll keep the video for last. There we've got an angle from the front looking absolutely beautiful. A little bit of a close-up from underneath, catching the lights nicely, looking cool. I definitely appreciate all of the decals on those funnels. That must have taken a while. Again, nicely posed, meticulously posed. Actually, those blasting effects in the fin funnels, those are cool. Those are spiky. I like those a lot. And we have a bit of a video here, so we might as well let the video speak for itself. Very nice. So, once again, there is the original then build, which is the Curios, which is a straight build, no lines, some rough cuts, and a couple of seams. All the way to one meticulously built, perfectly lined, nicely detailed, and awesomely posed new Gundam. Fantastic job. On to the next one. Okay, on to the next one, and I'm probably going to mispronounce your name, so let me know at me on Discord and let me know if I did. So that is Quirrell. And what we have here is probably the single greatest Gunpla I have ever laid my eyes on. It's a core Gundam, but it's Hyaku Shiki. It's a Hyaku Shiki core Gundam. I love this. This is the single greatest concept I have ever seen. It doesn't have a name, does it? You haven't named it. There's no name. There's no name. You haven't named it. Oh, no. I need to know what this is called. This is fantastic. This is the greatest and best Gunpla that has ever been made. So here's the then and the now. So we've got the, I'm going to assume, high grade Gundam Astray blue frame, and we've got the greatest Gundam kit that has ever existed, which is I keep repeating myself, core Gundam, Hyaku Shiki, and it is beautiful. I mean, this is just sheer fun. That's what it's all about. Have fun with your Gunpla, and that is exactly what this is. This looks like Bandai Sunrise should steal your idea and make it a kit. Definitely, I love this. So once again, the then looks like a straight build to me, if not painted on the orange, maybe. And one of the most crazy concepts I have ever seen. The Hyaku Shiki Core Gundam. On to the next one. On to the next submission, and that is by Megabit. And he is redoing his submission because he learned he could use more photos. That is a good reason to submit more photos. So let's see, we've got a before and an after, and I'm seeing a little bit of a theme right here. So this is the after, I'm guessing. A custom. Whoa, there's a lot of custom going on here. I'm seeing some Astray No Name. I'm seeing some, is that Banshee? And a little bit of Barbie. There is a lot going on in this bash right here. What is he holding? Is that a leg? That looks like a leg. Tell me if that's a leg. We've got an action pose blasting through the air there. Looks like we've got a broken horn on the Barbatos's V-fin. And there is the before and after. So someone likes to play around with kits, and that is cool. That is a nice sword. Is that scratch built? Where did you get that sword? I like it. I love it. So what's there? We've got a mashup between Gundam Barbatos Lupus with a little bit of the Alice Earth 3 Gundam. That is a cool kit bash. Both of which are very, very cool kit bashes. So once again, I'm assuming this one right here is the then, because you submitted more pictures of the other version. This I love to bits. The colors look great. The sword is awesome, and the blue on white is such a classy combination. And what we've got here is a lot more evil, a lot more corrupt, and a little bit more gnarly looking. Definitely a lot more tried in the new build right there, and instead of being a clean finished kit, we've got some weathering as well. Awesome job, and on to the next one. On to the next entry into the competition, and this is by Sergeant Salt, and we've got a double O riser. A pair of double O risers. So I'm assuming this is the then and the now. And I like how you have recreated the pose from before with a lot more confidence and dynamicness on the now versus the then. The then kind of looks like the double O right there is in a little bit of pain. Like, it's like, save me. Wow. What is this? Is this like an early grade or a first grade because the stickers on the antenna? Don't tell me the high grade has that. Wow, I see a lot of nubs. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And the new one, that is much, much cleaner, much nicer. And again, I really appreciate they doing the same pose. Like, that's a real then and now. We've got another picture right here, and once again, a much cleaner build than we saw with the older one. We've got some use of stickers there too, and we have a little bit of a video. Let's hope this doesn't... Yeah, that crapped out my screen recording. Anyway, I'm going to pop it up now so you can see. So we've got a full spin of that double O riser. Seen some pan lines around back, and that looks clean and beautiful. So coming from a rough cut build on the left to a nice clean build on the right. On to the next one. So on to the next one, and I'm seeing a lot of awesome and a big blurb already. This one right here is the entry from Gunpla Chef. So taking a quick read through the blurb first so we can get an idea of what is going on. Well, this here is my entry, introducing the 00 Sky Stratos. Ooh, this has got a backstory. I love that. One of the main mobile suits that will show up in my fanfic, Build Divers Season 3. Originally, I was going to go with the build on the left, the Age 1 Lupus, as my entry for the now, pictures on the Google Drive links, and paired up with a very old shitty kit bash of mine as the then. However, I was in the middle of planning the build out and prototyping it before the contest was announced, so on a technicality, the build would be invalid for the contest. And even if it was allowed, I wasn't confident would it be my entry due to the higher skill level of the other contestants. That is why, when it was announced, the extension that is, I decided to go with and made a complete new kit bash build from scratch and pair up with the one I initially made for a new then versus now showdown. I want to show how much I can up my game given the 1 month time frame, and improved a lot of techniques and put in more efforts into this build than the one that I was going to submit. Scratch building parts, plat plate, details, painting, and higher level of color separation and magnet for weapon storage. That sounds cool. This is a perfect example of the theme of the contest in my opinion. We are all in this to outdo ourselves and grow our skills. The build I was going to initially submit shown growth already if put side by side to the very old ones, but I think this 00 Sky Stratos put it to the next level. A true testament of then versus now in a span of 1 month. Here are 7 pics to showcase some of the best of my build and a Google Drive link with more pics showing more details, also pictures of the build that was supposed to be the original, now the Age 1 Lupus. Okay, so I can already see this looks incredible. Okay, oh, I'm going back to the blurb. So this is the 00 Sky Stratos. I am seeing some advance of Zeta in there. Are those the Woundwart's legs? That is cool. I love anything with the Woundwart in it. This is a cool take on the 00 Sky. There is so much detailing going on here. Everything is clean, decals. It's even got a GN sword. Damn. Okay, this thing is loaded, kitted out with weapons. Hell yeah, that is cool. So we've got some more Woundwart related weapons there. There is the then and now of what you are going to enter. That looks tiny by comparison. Holy hell, you even added some of those Hazel style legs down there. That is a savage build. Both color schemes right there are clean. Those are nice, looking good. One more there of the Gundam 00 Sky Stratos. Even this whole image is really well done. Those decals are so cool. Are they custom? Because the 00 there, damn. A lot more of the weapons there. There's so much going on in this build. This is incredible. Definitely, you must have painted up a ton of accessories recently with this. Let's get into the drive. Oh wow, that's a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna cherry pick some here. Let's see. Okay, so this was going to be the other entry, but that you feel was disqualified on a technicality, and that is nice. Again, clean. That orange is killer. Damn, yeah, that looks so good. Ooh, that backpack. Damn, you go all out with the extra parts, don't ya? Damn. How many different weapons and equipment do each of these guys have? Do you have them of all the pictures you have, you do not have them laid out with their armory. That is what I want to see. There is them facing. There's the two builds facing off. That is awesome. Oh, there's the weapons. It's the weapons that the kits themselves are killer, but the amount of extra weapons you did. Magnet attachment, that is such a cool idea. Everything about this is insane. So if you're watching this right now, make sure to tag me in a picture showing these laid out with all of that weaponry you've designed for with them. That is so cool. And oh, here is the original. Oh man. Okay, now that is a dent. And again, just like with some of the other builds, where you wanted to go was clear from the get-go. Kit bash some parts, hit them with a nice color scheme that gels them all together, but the new ones are absolutely incredible. The color schemes tie all those parts together that just makes them look like they were always meant to be connected. That is savage, and on to the next one. On to the next submission, and I think we're coming to the last few, and this one right here is by Jake the Late. Here is my contest submission for the contest theme Then and Now. I decided to see how far I've come as a model builder since my first kit bash, which is actually just a 30-minute mission space type with some option parts. The influence I decided on was World War II planes in memory of my grandfather who fought in the Pacific Theater. I imagine that even in the future of warfare, pilots will still personalize their machines. This is my first time custom cutting, shaping plastic, first time painting a model ever, first time using water decals ever, and hopefully this demonstrates how far I've come and definitely how helpful this community is. Attached is a full body shot, some close-ups of the decals I used, and a side-by-side of it with the aforementioned first kit. So that is a lot of firsts, so I really appreciate you pushing yourself for the contest. Now let's check them out. I'm going all the way down to the comparison first. And straight away, you can see there's a big difference between the two, and I'm digging that custom. That really looks like a military machine just built for battle. Now let's see some of those close-ups. So there is the overview. Did you name it? I think from here on out, I'm going to have to make you guys name these, but there is that custom. The decals look really cool. Definitely has that World War feel. The color scheme is militaristic, simple, to the point, and beautiful. And if this is your first time painting a kit, that is a savage job right there. Nicely done. The pin-up decal really does nail the World War military feel, giving the robot an extra bit of personality. I love that. The red on those sensors right there looking so good. The shillelagh. I feel attacked. I don't mean to be mean, but a shillelagh doesn't look like that. That's just a club. A shillelagh has an extra end on the end like this to make sure they're beaten appropriately. So usually you get a kind of tree that isn't too big, you cut the tree, and then you kind of, oh, that zoomed in way too much. Oh, please come back. Okay. And then you leave the beating end like that. So, and yeah. So next time, make sure your shillelagh has an appropriate beating end. But yeah, still, I love that. So it does have a name, the shillelagh, and that is a perfect name. Actually, your kit is more shillelagh-like than the shillelagh decal with that big hammer end. Louisiana Heatwave. Now, I'm not sure what it's called. Is it called the Louisiana Heatwave or the shillelagh? Or is that the name of its weapons? Either way, this is a custom with a lot of character. A lot of character. That is awesome. That is savage. And the fact that you used a 30-minute missions kit makes it all that more awesome to me. On to the next one. So this is actually the last entry right here. This is by Noodle, and we've got quite the blurb. So let's go with that blurb first. Managed to get my submission for the then now complete enough to enter. A 1/44th scale GPO2 compared to my first custom, the fully painted Sinanju on the left, made in 2018. That's only 3 years. That is not that long, and I can see it already looks really, really nice. As I only have time to make about one custom kit a year, kind of sounds like me, hopefully this time gap is understandable. Although you wish to compare it to something more recent, my last contest entry should be viewable further up for you too. Currently it's storage, I would have used it for the comparison here. As for the GPO2 refurbished reconnaissance version, it was my first time sculpting with putty, extending the proportions, using photo etch parts, and fully painting every part of the kit. I've also made improvements on my techniques for scribing and using plate. That's a lot of work, by the way. Would have gone for decals too, but bad weather ate away too much time. My intent was to enhance the original design language of the GPO2, so while a few parts are taken from other Gunpla, those are used sparingly. Also, thanks for the F90 parts, they fit great here. And we've got some drive links that you cannot see. Okay, so I'm gonna jump right on into the then and now picture because that's what I love. Both of these look fantastic, by the way. White on Sinanju always looks killer, but that GPO2, I adore. You guys pick some great colors. That's a nice blue and it offsets against that red so nicely. That looks great, and honestly, as far as I can see out there, there isn't many very nice GPO2 kits out of the box, so what you've done with this makes it look fantastic. Honestly, I can't even tell what you've added on because everything looks so seamless. It all looks like it's meant to be on there. That is very nice. I'm digging the antenna segment up on the left there. The colors are awesome. The minute details like the green on the front skirting, very, very nicely done. A bit of an action pose, that is always very nice too. And let's take a little bit of a dive into the Google Drive. Ooh, we've got some parts of the build. This actually helps me see what you've added to it. Ooh, quite a bit. So we've got some additions up on the shoulders, some sculpted minute details. Actually, the scribings, but no wonder it looks so good. That is a whole lot of work. Congratulations on getting it in on time. Wow, even down to those tiny little bits of extra plate on the hands. This looks phenomenal. So much work right here. To think it looked like that all the way to looking like this. That is phenomenal. I keep flicking back and forth just to like spot the difference. Like the things you've added. Those bits inside of the thrusters with the piston like segments to, I guess, to change the angle on the thrusters. They look great. I need to see what you did there. Wow. Very, very, very nicely done. Incredible. Nice job. And I can't say on to the next one now because that's them all. Hold on. It's got a happy face on its chest. Sorry, I always see faces and things. Anyway, it's time to get judging. So now it is time to announce the winners, and I'm going to mention a couple of things before I actually say who has won. So this is kind of my thought process behind the whole competition. This is about a journey, not necessarily the destination. So this isn't a skill-based contest. Whether it's the first step or the last step or anywhere in between of developing both yourself and your Gunpla related skills, it's all important. So what I did want to see is an early build that showed some of your character in a raw old form and how it has slowly or quickly in some cases progressed over the months, years, decades, whatever. So if you did not win in this competition and you had an absolutely killer kit, well, the reason is I just could not see that line and the character that I wanted to see in this then now competition. But to me, once again, all you guys are winners in my mind. And it was kind of hard to choose because I felt like I wasn't choosing winners. It was like I was crossing names off a list that really did deserve to win in their own right. But anyway, that is enough babbling. Let's get into the top 3. Getting the bronze and 3rd place in this competition is Magnus Builds with his A Night in Tunisia. The reason I chose this one is because I saw a direct line between what you were trying to do before and what you've done now. You like gritty, dirty, savage dioramas, and what you've gone from to where you are now is incredible. That Mega Size RX-78-3 shows so many techniques, abilities, and concepts in a much more refined form than what we would have seen with that ground Gundam. So congratulations, that is awesome. At this point it was getting harder and harder, but 2nd place and getting the silver is Noodle with his custom GP02. And my reason for choosing this one is the then and the now. At first I couldn't really see the development between the two character-wise, but then eventually it just clicked. What we have on the left is Sinaju almost looks like a premium Bandai color swap. Just a different set of colors, but what we have on the right is the same concept with some detailing up involved. Taking the general gist of the Mobile Suit's color scheme and giving it a little bit of a new twist, a new palette, while adding a whole bunch of detail. I absolutely adore it, especially with a suit like the GPO2, which has no decent kits around. You absolutely nailed it, and congratulations to you too. And in 1st place and getting the gold is Gunpla Chef. Now, when I looked through the entries first, this is one of the ones that stood out to me so much. It's absolutely outrageous. The design is great, the weapons are cool and everything, but I was wondering, did it actually do that then and now that I wanted? So I'm glad you included this picture right here, so I could see the original, raw attempt to what you want to do. I can see it quite clearly. You wanted to kit bash some awesome parts that you love into a mobile suit and make it your own with a color scheme that brings it together with some awesome custom weaponry. And what you've brought it to is absolutely insane. This is one of the craziest designs I have ever seen in a custom. And the difference between the two is ridiculous. Honestly, your customs are insane and I cannot wait to see where they go next. Again, congratulations. And once again to everyone else who entered, all your entries were awesome. Some of which were ridiculous, I might add. And to me, every single one of you was a winner. So if you're watching this video right now, drop down there in the comments, what was your favorite build from this and why? As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more Gunpla related videos, and I will see you next time.